Midnight Club 3 has gone down as one of the best racing games of the 6th generation of consoles, but I'm sure you already knew that. Developed by Rockstar San Diego, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition would take the much-needed leap from the previous two games in terms of gameplay, visuals, and most importantly, vehicles. See, back in the 2000s, Dub Magazine was the premier spot for custom car culture. You had various celebrities and rappers on the covers flaunting the nice rides. And around 2005, when this game came out, this was right around the time when Pit My Ride and all that stuff was popular. Now, Dub being involved is also what got Rockstar the ability to use real car brands. See, in Midnight Club 1 and 2, it didn't have real brand car names, just kind of like GTA, which they have like parodies, like it's based off a real car. This is also important because this is around the time where Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2 were at the top of the top when it came to street racing games. And also, this is in the wake of the first two Fast and Furious movies, so you had a lot of street racing games around this time, like Juice, Syndicate Street Racing, Burnout. You get the idea. And thankfully, Rockstar and Dub were actually able to get the really big brands like Chevrolet, Cadillac, Lexus, and more that we're going to get into later. Now, one thing that I will say about this game, it is insanely stupid, macadocious, stupid, it'll fly hard. Like, sometimes the AI will be cheating scumbags and just ram you off the road, or an AI car will just magically spawn and completely ruin your race. And we got the rubber banding. The rubber banding. Now, if you don't know what rubber banding is, it's basically when in a racing game, let's say you're ahead of a race by a good 30 seconds or so, and then magically, they're right behind you. It's like, what happened? Now, sometimes in this game, you can get a decent lead to where the AI can't catch up and you'll win easily. Now, before we talk about this game's story and the actual gameplay, I'd like to say I'm recording off an emulator, so I have certain advantages, we'll call them. Something that someone on an old PS2 or Xbox wouldn't. So in this video, you may see me cheat or use save states, because I'm going to be perfectly honest, this game is hard and I got a video to put out. The game opens up with one of the three mechanics in this game agreeing us and filling us in on the San Diego racing scene. This is Oscar, one of the three mechanics, as I previously said. There's also a character named Baby, who is an off-screen character, and he has pretty much just a speaking role off-screen. And he's actually voiced by the rapper Birdman, which you love to see it. Now, after the first introductory race, we are set loose in the open world, free to do whatever. Now, San Diego doesn't take that long to complete, assuming you don't lose a race or get off for a little bit. You race 4 other races in San Diego. Vanessa, who drives tuner vehicles, Carlos, who drives the muscle cars, Bishop, who drives luxury sedans, and finally Phil, who rides a chopper, who we will get to in a second. Every time you face an open city racer, it's usually a stage of 3 or 4, depending on who it is. And after defeating each character, you will unlock 2 things. 1, a tournament to win a free car in that certain class they represent, and also a car club race. What is a car club race, you ask? It's a series of races where everybody's using the exact same class of car you do. There's the tuner club, sedans, choppers, you get the picture. There's also different types of races and tournaments. There's open city races. These don't progress the story. These are just simply for fun and money. The autocross, which is simply a time trial around a racetrack in the city. Lap races, which is self-explanatory. Ordered races, these are the ones that progress the story. These are the ones that we do most of the time. And then there's unordered races. These races consist of checkpoints that are in no order. You can do them however you want to. I hate these. I have never liked unordered races. I know they help build map knowledge and all this, but I hate them. Now, you can call it a skill issue if you want to. I don't care. These are always one of the races I cheated on. I'm not ashamed to admit that. After completing all the tournaments, we finally raced Phil, and all was going well. Very well, actually, until the 4th and final race where all went down the toilet. I couldn't complete this no matter what. Couldn't do it. I just got fed up and just ended up cheating because, hey. Luckily, after every race, it tracks and saves. So say you win 2 races and lose 3 and get off. It'll track and save. After completing the San Diego fully, we get a cutscene that will reveal to us the next 2 cities. We learn from Oscar and the Detroit mechanic Vince that there is a dub tournament down in Atlanta to win a sexy all-black Cadillac Escalade EXT. That's my dream car, by the way, people. But before going to Atlanta, I want to clean up some of the club races in San Diego. I'll have to come back and complete them as there's more car clubs and stuff that we unlock later. Each car type has a special ability that will aid the player. Tuners, sports bikes, and exotics have, and some sedans have zone. It basically slows down time and allows you to make those tight turns or, or avoid curbs. This is actually what inspired Franklin's driving ability for a more modern reference. Roar is exclusive to muscle cars and choppers. This is the most fun to me, as just sending the opponent racers flying yards away is hilarious. Aggro is used for the SUVs and most of the sedans, and I rarely use this because it's just not that good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's useful, but like if you don't hit anything, you kind of just wasted your special one. It's like, eh. One thing I also love is this game's extensive soundtrack. I will play a couple of songs here to show you what I'm talking about, because this soundtrack is probably a top 5 for me.
Let's do this. Palm red, palm floor against wall. We sex them out till them call me. I'm the girls, them sugar, that's all. Welcome the king of the dance hall. Palm red, palm floor against wall. We sex them out till them call me. I'm the girls, them sugar, that's all. Welcome the king of the dance hall. Hello, meet body girl. Here in the mirror. They finna say me ASAP. Niggas hating on PSC, get straight ASAP. A nigga try to play me, I'ma blow him off the map ASAP. I know a lot of rappers don't like me, but they won't fight me. Feds swear I sell dope, well why they wanna indict me? Advances on the throne, I ain't never taking light. But all that tongue wrestling, hating while I'm gone, don't excite me.
Birdman, put them in a trash can. Leave them outside of your door, I'm your trash man. I'm steady lighting up the hash and riding in my jag. You will need a gas mask, man. You snakes, stop hiding in the grass. Sooner or later I'll cut it, now the blades in your
House real big, cars real big, dick real big, everything real big, rims real big, pockets real big, rings real big. Let me tell you how I live. Like that, buy that, 24s ride that. Ladies, gentlemen, gangsters, pimps, bitches, hoes, stunners, shiners. Rich bitch, I'm a fucking big time king of the hood. Everything wood, look like a forest in that bitch and I'm a pud. Matching sofa set, big open deck.
Atlanta is, in my opinion, where the game just genuinely shows off the difficulty curve. The traffic, cops, and AI have apparently just thrown it 4 kilos worth of G Fuel and will ram you off the road at a second's notice. That is, if they can catch you, however. Like I said, sometimes this game will throw you a bone and actually give you a decent lead the AI cannot catch up to. Now I'll say this, the races against Roy and Dre took me quite a few restarts, but it's always nice, it's a nice feeling just clutching that win after thinking you're going to lose the race. After defeating the racer Vito, who rides a Ducati sports bike, we unlock the Hotlanta tournament, which was another autocross series. This actually wasn't hard, surprisingly. I completed every race first try, and this gives us our first B-class vehicle, but we're going to hold off on the bikes for now. While we're still in Atlanta, I'd like to talk about this game's vast customization features. You can make literally anything you want here. Now, I know taste in cars is subjective, but this right here, bright colors, big rims, speakers, right up my alley. Now, it does kind of suck that trucks and SUVs are very sluggish, but I mean, yeah, no duh, but going fast, hitting a tight turn and then getting clipped by a wall is such a buzzkill. Another thing I can't stand is when it rains at the worst possible times. When it rains during the muscle car challenges, it's hell. It's literal hell. But if you lose a little bit of that roar, you can make it a lot more fun. Now we can talk about the bikes in depth. I hate them and love them. If this were Facebook, I'd put the relationship status to complicated. It is fun doing wheelies at breakneck speed, but if you touch anything, apart from if you touch anything, you're getting yeeted to the shadow realm. Now, apart from that, they control well and aren't annoying to use, which is always a good sign. I'm mainly talking about sports bikes here. Choppers are sluggish when turning. Choppers suck. Choppers suck. I cheated on most of the events. I'm sorry. Now, after defeating the final Atlanta racer in my playthrough, being Roy, twice, AWSOME, the Atlanta mechanic, informs us that there was a tournament down in Detroit to win a 1949 Chevy Fleetline, which I mostly sell every time I win it. See, Detroit's big gimmick is that sometimes it will snow during the races, which makes it very hard to turn tight corners. I wouldn't put this as one of the things that makes this as hard as the game, as you can actually tune your vehicles for conditions like this, which, for people who love drift builds, this is exactly what you're looking for. Now, nothing narrative-wise happens for a bit until you race Caesar, who is driving an SLR McLaren. Beating him will unlock the Buy Invitation Only, aka Exotic Club. The final autocross tournament is for a Cadillac CN, which is the first exotic you get unlock in the game. And it's not bad, actually. You can't upgrade it from jump. You have to unlock to wait until you unlock the Class A parts, which I think is a dumb system. But let me know how you feel. And now, the Class A's are obviously the best in the game. It has your Lambos, McLarens, etc. And after defeating Caesar for a second time in his all-black Lambo, we officially complete Detroit, but not the entire game. See, Vince informs us of one final tournament that is in all the cities. And I like this because most of it is racers that we faced before come back for one final hoorah in their established city, and they all have different cars from last time. So, for example, Vanessa from San Diego has a pink Lambo instead of the Eclipse. And yes, these races are significantly harder by design. They're a lot more fun too. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I like a challenge. I just don't like a BS challenge. Okay, let's establish that first and foremost. Now, I have heard people tell me this game is not hard for them. They can complete it first try multiple times. So maybe I have the skill issue, but I don't know. I've heard from many people also this game's hard for them. But I still love this game. But after defeating every city racer again in all the cities, you unlock a Lamborghini Murcielago, and completing the game 100% will unlock you a Cadillac 16, which is okay. Now, I know I didn't talk about Tokyo Challenge in this retrospective, only for the simple fact that yes, it's a secondary career, but all it is you do open city races, unlock tournaments, and unlock cars. That's kind of all it is. Not saying it's terrible or not fun, but that's kind of all it is. I couldn't really think of how am I gonna make an actual in-depth, analysis for Tokyo Challenge. But Midnight Club Midnight Club 3 is undoubtedly probably, I personally think it's better than Need for Speed Underground. That's just my opinion. I have played Underground 1 and 2 and even most 1, and I like Midnight Club over it. Maybe it's because I grew up in Midnight Club. But don't worry, eventually I will get to Midnight Club Los Angeles. We're going to cover this game's PS3 sequel. But Midnight Club 3 is, in my opinion, one of the best racing games ever released. Great soundtrack, customization, etc. But sorry this video took longer than expected. I literally spent the past week on this video, and then school's starting back up, so it's gonna be less upload schedule unless I go back to straight gameplays, which I don't want to do. But if you guys enjoyed this video, consider leaving it a like, subscribe. I have more retrospectives on the way. I'm thinking about doing a Black Ops 2 retrospective. Still toying in the works with that though. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.